And we start dreaming and we start teaming up on people who deserve to be teamed up upon.
We team up on projects that's a little less violent, because violence isn't always the answer to everything they're telling me. I believe them, but can it be true?
It can be.
It can be.
It can be true.
I want to believe you and see it all through.
We will. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Red.
Howdy, how are you, friends?
Friends and friends.
And country people and folks and other kin, how are you?
Is that Homestuck fans? Is that what that means?
Sure. Homestuck friends. An interactive webcomic from what?
Andrew Hussey!
Andrew Hussey.
Of Problem Sleuth fame.
Of Problem Sleuth fame.
Oh, Andrew Hussey.
Oh, we're going live on HermitCraft. HermitCraft. YT&T.
YT&T.
Sounds like a G&T without the G, but it is. Two streaming platforms, I suppose. I should know better. I interface with them myself, but anyway, good morning. Hey folks.
Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm joined in studio by Quinn Hills. Welcome, Quinn.
Thank you, Joe. It's an honor and a privilege.
Wow! An honor and a privilege in this economy. You started doing that BoJack Horseman theme music earlier when we were setting up, and now I'm gonna have all of those running gags. Now I'm gonna have to dress like an animal
Back
and do animal
in
puns.
the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show.
I don't know if I know any of the other words. Let me.
Me neither. That's really
Yeah. I'm BoJack the horse. BoJack the horse, don't act like you. I don't. Apparently, there's a verse.
Yeah, I don't know about
I don't
the
think
verse.
the verse was in the show.
I don't think so.
And I'm trying to hold on to my past.
I'll just
It's
make it
been
up.
so
And
long.
I'm trying to hold on to my past. It's been so long, I don't think I'm gonna last. I guess I'm trying to make you understand that I'm more horse than a man, or I'm more man than a horse. Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show. I'm BoJack the horse. BoJack the horse, don't act like you don't know.
Oh, I know.
You know, I'm a horse. And I'm sort of also a man, but that doesn't make me a centaur. What does that make me?
Not a saintor either.
No, I ain't no saint.
More of a sinor.
Yeah. Back in the 90s.
Clem Meditation says, I don't know, I've never watched the show. Maybe the horse is a metaphor for alcoholism? It's a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is funny because the character is an 850-pound horse, and so in the scenes where he's drinking, there's always like 25 empty handles of
tons
liquor.
and tons of.
Salem says, 10D Homestuck fans is not what I expected when I clicked in. Well, welcome, Salem.
Welcome.
I did some off-camera snow shoveling the other day so that I could prepare to help my pal Tango over here. He has hooked me up with a ton of materials for my pinball machine.
Oh, wow.
And I want to repay the favor. Quinn, have you seen the castle that that Tango built? Let me zoom out real quick.
Yeah,
this is...
I saw a meme about it.
Oh,
I saw a meme where it's 2 panels basically. The first panel is Tango saying, "I don't know how to build things," and then the second
I'm not
panel
really
is
a builder, you guys.
yeah, exactly, and then the second panel is this.
Oh man, I think you might also need some string up here.
What's I see Snuffling show.
Snuffling.
What's the current temperature in Minecraft?
The current temperature in Minecraft down here is 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about -1 Celsius for those of y'all up Europe way.
Wowee.
I guess maybe does Brazil use Celsius? Probably.
I think almost everybody does.
Yeah. It's a lot more common these days.
Yeah.
So, hope y'all are excited about some Celsioric.
Yes. Excelsior.
Excelsior. Hey, what do they call them? What does the Stanley call them? He calls them like, "Hello, true believers." I think that's his thing.
He does say Excelsior. Well,
Excelsior, true believers. It's me, your pal Stanley, here to talk about the latest Spider-Man.
He sounds a lot like Beetlejuice.
No, this isn't the Beetlejuice voice at all. This is the Stan Lee voice. It's totally different.
Did Beetlejuice begin as a comic or a manga, as many properties
no,
begin?
it started off as an Alec Baldwin film.
Oh. I doubt he'll appear in the second one.
Yeah. That man, his okay. So apparently they created a new law after he shot that guy. Oh wait, I'm gonna.
Shot a woman.
Well, okay. After.
What you meant?
After he shot someone.
Shot 2 people. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, I'm also trying to post a link to your website here. So,
Thank you.
So thank you. I appreciate that. While I'm distracted trying to help you, I'm not as good at things as sometimes when I'm when I'm unburdened by my siblings.
Yes.
I was gonna say, if you enjoyed the music, before we start talking too much, you can commission Quinn to do short music or full songs, even if you want to pay for it.
Full songs, half songs.
7-second walk-on tunes for Mystery Pinball Theater 3000. All sorts of stuff.
It's all possible.
Yeah, at redactedhills.com, which I have pinned. I'm about to also post the tipping link. We are splitting tips 50-50 that come in during this stream. So if you want... I can't afford to pay Quinn out of pocket to just come here and perform. So this is kind of an experimental thing. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/showhills and YouTube Super Chat. Normally when people are on the show, I just pay them a fixed rate. But I would not be able to afford Quinn coming out here every week at the normal rate.
I don't get a fixed rate, I get a broken rate.
Yeah. Broken, just like all of Joe's promises.
And all of his bones.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Bones. Okay.
Should we set up our goal for the day?
Oh, yeah, you had some sort of goal. I was going to let you, since normally the prize is like that we sing something together, or like you play...
Or that Beetlejuice
the Beetlejuice
sings
sings.
something.
Yeah, but like people decided that they didn't like when the Beetlejuice sang,
well,
and they stopped tipping
they could
for
get
it.
that any day.
Yeah, they're
I'm
not
not
with a
here.
live guitar.
Oh, I suppose.
So like that's got a value.
Sure.
But not a value people are willing to, pay for in, American abacus beads. So, yeah, we're not going to do that today. We're going to try and do something to make sure you're actually compensated for your time.
At a goal of 360, which is 1 full rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, that is a full rotation.
That's a full rotation. I will play a brand new song that no one has ever heard of before or heard. I've never discussed it. I kind of finished working on the lyrics the other day, and so at 360, I'll play that song. And it's a bit of a folk song. It has some vampiric content, and
Ooh. I gotta say, I love songs with vampiric content, like Free Fallin', with all the vampires walking down the valley who move west down Ventura Boulevard. That is like one of my favorite lyrics in all like music, and it's
to the point that you riffed upon it
Yeah.
in one of our songs.
Yeah, one of our songs. Yeah, our Pokemon Go song. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey. Thank you to Hazel, who says, get those siblings out of that hot bar, and tips 20. Here we go. Expand Joe and Quinn.
Get me out of this hot bar.
We're gonna rotate the camera 20 degrees now. Woo!
Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you, Hazel, for our first tip, getting us free of that prison. Oh, positional alignment needs to be center.
Positional alignment needs to be center.
Positional alignment is totally wrong. Shouldn't be top left thing. Start rotating, and we're out of frame before the song. Now we're back.
Positional alignment. Welcome back to positional alignment.
We've recentered positional alignment. Everybody loves positional alignment. Everybody's fine with positional alignment.
It's
the assignment. Center assigned. For completely center aligned.
Center assigned at birth.
You know what else people are assigned at birth that isn't necessarily part of their identity, but people are really insistent about it who care deeply about it?
Please do tell.
I was thinking about this the other day. Zodiac signs.
Yeah, zodiac
'Cause
signs.
it's like, if somebody's like, Joe, you're a Cancer. I'm like, no, I'm not. And they're like, well, you were born on July 20th, so you're a Cancer no matter what you think about how you perceive yourself. I'm like, I don't perceive...
I thought they meant like you're a cancer to the world, Joe. You're a sickness. You're a disease.
I mean, I think usually in the context where it comes up, that's what they mean. But then when I try to fight them on it, then they're like, oh, I meant your zodiac sign.
Oh, yeah, I meant your zodiacs.
Thanks.
That's, yeah.
But yeah.
That's what people always end with when they tell me I look like a fish. I meant your zodiac sign.
I was thinking, too, Gemini Tay...
Actually a Gemini or not?
I have no idea.
Let's
the thing is,
investigate.
When we had the Empires...
Hills investigation.
When we had the Empires crossover, there's actually a Gemini Tay on both servers.
Played by the same person or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she was a member of both servers.
Yeah.
And so when we did the crossover, people were like, ooh, are there going to be 2 Gemini Tays? How's that going to work?
Good question.
And apparently, the Gemini Tay on Empires is basically her LARPing, which she's embarrassed about and didn't want us to know. So it's the same person, just with her nerdy LARPing friends.
Oh, nothing wrong with LARPing.
Well, still some people get embarrassed.
Joe Hills has LARPed.
Have I?
Yeah, you used to do it in the park, didn't you?
Well, that's more solar. That's a sword, like, fighting thing. I don't know. So
live action role playing. Does it have to be costume?
It has no. It has to be role playing. So that's
were
just.
Were you not?
So that's
in character or
no. There's no
pertaining to some narrative.
No, there's
you were just fighting with foam swords.
Yeah, it's like a swordsmanship club.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of like how you could have a LARPing volleyball club where you dress up as you're all fighter pilots playing volleyball, and that would be LARPing. But if you just go play volleyball at the park.
If you're a volleyball LARPer, is there a GM for that? Like, who is...
There's a referee,
establishing the world.
Well,
the referee establishes the world?
I don't know. So the thing is, though, so D&D has, like, a game master because it's derived from old military war games where there would be, like, a referee, right? But a lot of modern collaborative fiction, the players just kind of come to consensus.
Uh-huh.
It's the D&D wargaming derived stuff where you still see, like, we have a dungeon master or something.
Oh, I see.
Yurgi says they might go with what's called a GM-less system, which is like the word atheist, where it's like it's so central, the idea that there is a game master, that the best word we have for like consensus-style gameplay is game masterless system.
Well, then I believe in that as well.
Yeah. Gemini is associated with twins, so it would have been hilarious if they were actually twins in the thing, right? I know.
Oh.
Yurgi says, one of my books calls itself GM agnostic. Wait, is that where you're not sure if the existence of a game master is knowable? It's like, you might be able to prove the existence of a game master in certain contexts, but I choose to believe that for all practical purposes, it doesn't matter. Yurgi says it means you can play with or without. Well, I still like mine better. Sorry, Yurgi. Oh boy. So yeah, I'm kind of just filling this in as I go. Okay.
I'm fine with astrology and people practicing that. I don't, but one of my pet peeves is people like giving more credence to that, but also still being religious in some other way that feels incompatible to me. Like, just be a full-time astrologist.
Just pick one.
Just pick one.
Oh no, I like
like if you're trusting in the signs rather than
well, but the thing is
some
though,
god or gods, then just do that. You know, trust in the stars.
well, but there's that whole like Myers-Briggs equivalent that got really popular.
All
in
those tests are
Protestants.
garbage. And,
Yeah, but there's one
and
of them that got
racist
really
and sexist.
particularly popular in like certain religious circles.
Huh.
I think it was like an enneagram, or something like that.
Like Enya, the artist?
Yeah, enneagram. Yeah, that sounds better.
Cool.
And it's just like, look, just because Instagram is hot doesn't mean that everything else needs to have like a gram at the end.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, stuff like that.
We don't need to dose on everything. A gram of Enya, a gram of Insta.
Yurgi's talking about this particular book that she likes is called Wander Home, where everyone is a fuzzy animal in a peaceful world, and it's very rules light. Well, I mean, in fairness, like, foxes and wolves are fuzzy. But
Yeah.
the peaceful world implies...
What does it imply, Joe?
It implies that there's no wars going on. I mean, there's still probably crime and pollution and stuff, right? Because we can't conceive of a world without those.
Can we? If there's pollution, is there really peace?
Pollution.
If there's crime, is there really peace?
Welcome, Butterfly Girl KMC. NJ says we're finally having our front door replaced. Woo! Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. For those of y'all who don't know,
Tell us what happened, Joe.
one of NJ's neighbors was trafficking large quantities of that heroin, and sometimes the cops kick down the wrong door.
Yes, they do.
So that's always a great time. No, I'm just kidding. That's not actually what happened. So you know the football players from Beetlejuice?
Yes, I do.
You know how they were on that bus?
They sure were.
Yeah, that bus went right through NJ's door.
Oh my gosh.
Right through the door. And so then, you know, the lady in Beetlejuice has all these ghosts, and NJ just says no front door.
Shut the front door.
Well, she couldn't until now. It just got replaced. Or it's getting replaced as we speak.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, hopefully the people who are working on her door can hear the stream.
I hope they can.
Yeah.
Hope they can hear every word of this stream.
It's for them. Front door replacement.
This one's for you.
Woo!
Front door replacement personnel.
Woo!
Is that the title? Yeah? That would be their title, right?
Sure. They're actively replacing NJ's front door on the ground floor.
On the ground floor.
On the ground floor.
And what happened to the bus?
I was thinking, the front door replacement person can't hear the stream. So, I hope you're being fairly compensated. Although I'm sure NJ's gonna pay you fairly. Somebody says back to the wander home thing, if there's crime in a world, there must be a war on crime. See, that's just that's just American, like, exceptionalism talking. It's like, we're America. We're so perfect that if there's something wrong, we're gonna go to war on it.
And we're not going to be very effective at that war.
We're not
At all. In fact, it will make things much worse.
We learned a lot of lessons from Vietnam. Like, the war going on for a long time makes a lot of money for certain defense contractors.
Yay.
NJ says, if you excuse me, I'm going to go find a way to crawl under my couch.
NJ's crawling underneath the couch.
Underneath the couch where the crisp bags lie.
I'm glad that bus didn't injure that couch, 'cause then she'd have nowhere to hide.
Oh no, all alone, except for folks fixing the door to her home, unable to hide beneath the couch. It's just not fun.
Hey, there's a new message from service@paypal.com.
Let's see who it's from. Hey, Chad, tippin' 10. Thank you very much. That's going to get us up to 30 degrees angular. Woo! Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. I am splitting the tips today 50-50 with my sister Quinn, who is live in studio on the guitar.
Yeah, paypal.me and paypal.you.
Well, no. Don't give people bad URLs.
Don't give people bad URLs.
Yeah.
I should have learned that lesson before.
Wait, this is one of the few things that actually matters? Like...
You're a cancer, Joe.
Yeah, thanks.
Don't forget it either.
Ecklog says, nice morning conversation. I'm still having my coffee.
Glad to hear that. What do you put in your coffee? People of the chat?
No, they don't taste it. They don't really add much to the flavor. Oh boy, I'm realizing that this is like a way too...
Cannibalistic coffee. Good morning.
Yeah, we don't want to have this cut into... Oh yeah, this is weird. How that's gonna...
Yeah. Where does one mine snow from?
Over here, there's a snowman who continuously produces snow underneath them, and I actually need to go to bed anyway, so my bed is in that
Snowman or
same
snow person?
You know, I didn't check. Well, I've talked about this. I really feel like people keep trying to gender the word man. It's like, man means person. It's like, you know, I don't know. Morning, Badger. So anyway, this snowman here, just hit that and you're fine.
Morning, Badger.
Well, dude is somebody who's from the city who comes, like, to a ranch and doesn't know how to do stuff.
Hey, dude.
Yeah. And that doesn't have to be gendered. All sorts of people can be ignorant about ranches because they're from the city.
Yeah, and there's that song in Good Burger, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes.
Hey. Good morning, Badger Spanner, my beautiful betrothed. Welcome to the stream. It's me and Quinn, and I'm teaching Quinn to gather snow from snow people, or so she asked me to call them.
And I'm also learning to not make up URLs.
Yeah, I had to remove them from the chat because now people are posting joke PayPal URLs. So that's more fun for me. Thanks for the extra work.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
I know, right? Snow friends. Do you want to build a snow friend? Okay.
Snow friends like my friends.
There's snow business like show business or snow business, I know. Okay, let's go get these shovels repaired real quick as well. I am running low on elytra rockets, which is not a good thing to run low on in any context.
Skyrockets in flight.
Yeah, okay, so for replay mod purposes, I'm going to disconnect before I go through the portal. So, like, if I try to make a time-lapse of this later, jump in dimensions can make the time-lapse,
Jumping dimensions. We are jumping dimensions.
Whoa, okay. Thanks, horror game.
Seems like such a dark and oppressive place.
I know. The dude abides.
Mr. Hardluck says, Quinn, when are we gonna play some more Toidles? I wasn't gonna play that Turtles, but I'm gonna play a different Turtles tonight
I got some lag.
on Side Scroll Karaoke. Last time we did a ROM hack of Sonic the Hedgehog. This time we're doing a ROM hack of Streets of Rage 2, except all the sprites are from Shredder's Revenge.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that's not confusing.
not at all. You think the Turtles haven't been on streets? You think they haven't felt rage? You think they haven't done it twice?
Wait, oh, I was like, somehow I'm taking damage here. Let's fly over this maybe.
What are those things?
Magma cubes.
Magma cubes, they're kind of cute.
Yeah, magma cubes.
Magma cubes. Deep field pinball.
Okay, so I think I left the rockets over here somewhere, and I'm gonna be really disappointed if not. Okay, so somewhere I left a bunch of rockets. Hopefully they're down here, or we're gonna have trubs. Oh wait, they might be around there. Let's check there.
Do other hermits ever raid other hermits' bases?
Like, what do you mean?
Like come in and take your stuff?
Not really, unless
It's part of like a storyline thingy.
not unless it's funny.
Okay,
Like, there's not really rules against it.
there are no rules here.
But like, I mean, other than like the like normal, like it's kind of one of those things. Like, well, that would be impolite. But like, it's not like
So it's a polite society.
yeah, it's a very like yeah. Like if we had rules, then the fans or the viewers would get mad at us if we broke those rules, even if we were being funny in the process of breaking them. So it's easier to simply not have rules. Okay, we're gonna bring some
like Outback
tools
Steakhouse.
to repair. No rules.
Just right.
Just right. Got any Australians in the chat?
Good day.
Okay.
Imagine it's somewhere in the afternoon in Australia.
It's 9 in the afternoon.
9 in the afternoon.
I don't know the lyrics to this entire song, so it's probably wrong, but it's 9 in the afternoon. Yeah, I don't know if that song is about, like, Antarctica or something, but there is a song called 9 in the afternoon. Salem says it's like D&D rules. You're not supposed to, like, use magic to mess with your own party, unless it's funny. Oh, yeah. Like, so for example, if you have, like, if you have spells that are designed to, like, mess with people, like, psychologically or something, like, make them hallucinate, for example.
Whoa.
You know, because, like,
Didn't know you could do that in this game.
Well, in D&D, though.
Oh.
Or Pathfinder. Like, in my Pathfinder game, I play as an illusionist, right? And so, like, it would be considered bad form for me to, like, actually gaslight my party with illusion magic.
That's fair.
But if I'm being humorous, and I'm just, like, creating illusions of things, like a PowerPoint presentation while I'm talking, you know, just, like, having images and sounds and stuff pop up behind me while I'm arguing something.
Sounds like a trick.
Yeah. Well, it's not a trick. It's an illusion, Quinn. Badger says that it's not a song about an Antarctic research station. It's just the musician trying to show how wacky he is. Oh. That's a lot less fun.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm a musician and I'm wacky. And it's 3 p.m. midnight where I am. I'm wacky.
It's February 29th, except not on a leap year. It must be the year 2025.
You're so wacky.
Ah, wow, I am. How'd you notice? You got a keen eye for observation.
I eat my cereal raw.
Wow.
I'm wacky.
I believe it. Happy Cat Dragon says the eternal rule of be good to each other. What is this watered down? What is it?
Be excellent
Yeah,
to each other?
be excellent to each other. What is it? Is this
be
like
good? Is good enough?
Be good? Be good? Like, what is that nonsense? This is exactly the problem with No Child Left Behind. They're all too busy teaching to the test that they're not covering anything important anymore.
Nope.
Thanks, George W. Bush.
Yeah.
You know, and they've had every chance to fix this, but nope, it's all still over-focus on testing, under-focus on what matters, like being excellent to people.
Yep.
Be good. Hey!
It's like my... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we got tip here from Erdariel. We were at 30, now we are at 35. Thank you, Erdariel. Who says, hi, Joe and Quinn. Thanks for entertainment while I try to clean my room. Thank you. We're gonna rotate 5
degrees.
Woo. Badger says, that reminds me of how Be Kind is on the bios of the most hateful people on the planet. Well, they're just kind of, like, still stuck in that Blockbuster era.
Yeah.
They're living that rewind.
Be kind, please rewind. You know, that's not too different from Make America Great Again. Those people want to rewind as well.
Hey, Salem, tipping an even 100, says, get rotated.
Ooh, we're gonna get rotated.
You gotta keep them all rotated. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, what did I do? Sorry.
You gotta keep them rotated.
People used to tell me, you're looking quite upright. I told them I'd rotate, and I'm gonna rotate right. I'm rotating clockwise, just like the clock. Unlike Panic at the Disco, I really know how to rock.
Hey!
So, I'm gonna be pumping gas on this rotation thing for a little while.
Pumping gas!
Rotating cameras, we're at 93 degrees out of 135. Thank you, Salem. Maybe not from Massachusetts, could be from Oregon or somewhere else. There might be a Salem in Idaho. And if there isn't already, there might be one soon if Idaho absorbs that part of Oregon.
A geographical oddity, if I've ever heard one.
We need a new carburetor. That'll be 2 weeks. Well, could we get this? Nope, 2 weeks. What about some pomade? Got any Dapper Dan?
Dapper Dan?
We could order you some from Biloxi. It'll be 2 weeks. What a geographical oddity! 2 weeks from everything!
I don't want fop.
I'm a Dapper Dan man! Yeah, that's such a... I really like the character of Ulysses Everett McGill. If that's not obvious. I feel like that's pretty obvious from, like...
It's probably George Clooney's best role.
I'm trying to think of what else he's been in. He's been in a lot of good movies, but
Ocean's 11,
I don't know,
Ocean's 12.
I don't
Ocean's
know that
13.
like Matthew Ocean is a better character than Ulysses Everett McGill.
Matthew Ocean?
Yeah, isn't that his name?
Danny Ocean?
Matthew Daniel Ocean.
Oh, I
He
see.
goes by Danny because he was
MD
like
for short.
Yeah, because he's a doctor of criminology. Medically.
Aren't we all?
No.
Because when everyone's a doctor of criminology, no one is.
Yeah, you really gotta, you can't
That's from Dr. Syndrome, my good friend.
yeah. Who actually does have a doctorate of criminology. Eclog, sorry you're late. Get out the door.
Oh,
Meanwhile, NJ's door installer, get in the door.
we're too
Gotta keep
entertaining.
installing the door.
I'm sorry for being entertaining. I will stop being entertaining.
I was talking to my daughter about Bob Dylan, and she didn't believe me that he spoke in a very Bob Dylan manner.
Very nasally.
Very nasally. I can't, hold on.
And aphasia-ly.
Aphasia-ly.
He couldn't read a face, but I'm on the case. So I guess I'm Bobby D.
As opposed to Matty D, Matthew Daniel Ocean.
Matty D, no friend of me. I've been around the Three Forks of Winnetoga. Andrew Garfield said that.
Badger Spender says you're breathing too much between words for Bob Dylan, and I think I'm doing Yogi Bear by accident. Okay, hey, Mini Cheese Mouse, thank you for the 3, who says just wondering if you could have any mythical creature be real, what would you pick and why? Gosh, any mythical creature, boy. Probably Appa from Avatar The Last Airbender, because he's gigantic and he flies, and I hate going to airports.
Do you think he'd fit me in? Or would you tie him up in the backyard?
Oh, we don't have room for Appa here? Appa takes up so much space.
You could fit an Appa back there.
For those of you who don't know, Appa is from Avatar The Last Airbender. He's a sky bison, which take up a lot of room. Because they're big enough, you can sit like 4 or 5 people on Appa. Okay.
Big enough that I'd be screaming, "My cabbages!"
Not your cabbages.
To the library!
Oh yeah, the library.
On the midnight ferry to the library. Or I'll ride my Appa with my friend Aang. Again.
I like that show doesn't have a lot of angst. Like, they could have really made him angstier. And chose not to.
That's a fact.
That was a good move. Actually, I'm thinking... No, I should have this come around here. I got
Toph's pretty angsty.
Doc M77, join the gang.
Another doctor of criminology, if I'm not mistaken.
I think his doctorate is actually in, like, health care something. I think it's I don't know if his degree is actually in elder healthcare or that's just something he worked with afterwards. Okay, so we want to have this.
It's like the chat are commenting on where Katara held all the angst, says Rose 706.
I'm so full of hope.
Paperfish Studio says angst is stored in the Zuko.
I was going for an angst joke.
Yeah.
His doctorate is in social care. Which is obvious if you've seen how much Doc cares socially.
Maybe too much.
Arguably, at times. But we love him anyway.
Excelsior, Doc.
Yeah.
You can't hear me right now, but
He might be watching the stream.
maybe you can hear
Doc,
me right
if you're
now.
watching the stream, if you could be any Muppet, why would it be Sam the Eagle?
Did you just declare him American?
I like to think that Sam the Eagle transcends national boundaries.
I see.
People are like, I'm learning a lot of information. I didn't know that Sam the Eagle was American or that Doc was a doctor. Yeah, because most of the Muppets are, like, British.
Walker, Walker.
Walker, Walker.
You want to hear a funny joke? A jape, if you will.
Oh, no. They're not going to let me into the
Fozzie Bear.
country. Bloodbender Katara was pretty angsty. Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah. We all go through a bloodbending phase.
I really like how in the Legend of Korra, the power plant is just a bunch of lightning benders shooting lightning into the wires. Like,
It's a living.
yeah, there's just like these huge lines of guys just rhythmically summoning lightning. Like, it's just like,
Do what you gotta do.
I mean,
It's renewable.
yeah, given the setting, it's like, okay, we figured out how to use lightning to do stuff.
Yeah.
On my way to work at the lightning factory, it's like, boy, we've really tamed nature here. Like, yeah, renewable clean energy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's one of those things where, like, whenever the brothers needed money really badly,
Mm-hmm.
that was like the go-to job of Mako. But like apparently it was just like one of the most absolutely miserable jobs.
It sounds like it.
Cause like you're just summoning energy for like 8 hours straight, and then you pass out for a day.
And they're standing the whole time.
Yeah,
they do
it's-
it? Why
yeah.
can't you summon energy from a seated position?
Well, okay, because
or I can summon energy from lying down.
No, you have to squat so that your chi is focused.
Okay.
And so they're also it's like 8 hours of like squatting and
my
doing like
gosh.
motions. Yeah, it's like it's a living. It's basically the Flintstones. Yeah, this is the most Flintstones that Avatar the the Avatar setting gets. Somebody goes, "It's a living." Yeah, I mean it really is. Like that's very Flintstones, where it's like, oh boy, how could we have a bird do this or a dinosaur?
I mean, the whole show just is the Flintstones. It's
Yeah.
pretty obvious to me.
It's set in the same universe, just slightly later.
Just a little bit later. A few years.
Okay.
It's 11.
Oh boy. So I'm trying to like have like a little valley kind of naturally fall into like the way that this spreads out here. So I'm trying to cut this in some.
The She Dynasty says, mate, you're kind of upside down, by the way.
A little bit. Yeah, the camera rotates when we get tips. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Each US abacus bead here rotates as 1 degree angular.
We're
So-
Joe-tated.
Jotated. Is there a word
Like
for
Joe-tatoes.
Is there a word for rotation that rhymes with Hills? Since we both have the same shared last name, like it seems like if we could find something in there, like that might be. It's okay if not. I'm just saying, like, if we could find it, that's where the joke would be.
Even the word joke, I heard you infect with the word Joe. A joke.
Tilt and hills are kind of close. Drills rotate. Drills do rotate, but like in a different way.
Hills drills.
Badger says, I want to see Doc write a memoir, and then lists like all these interesting things about Doc's life that would be interesting to hear about in a memoir. I don't know if any of the, I don't know, I didn't know most of those things, so I don't know if they're true, and I don't want to repeat them because gossiping is on his
It doesn't
level.
have to be true to be in a memoir.
Well, I know, but it's the thing. Well, but it has to be true for me to say it on my stream, obviously.
Well, you're not writing Doc's memoirs.
I'm not writing Doc's memoir. I can do what I want.
But Doc, if you need a ghostwriter, I'm available for hire.
Do you actually do
And then I could
ghostwriting?
also turn your memoirs into a major musical.
I know you do musical stuff. Do you actually do ghostwriting for like other stuff too? Is that like a serious thing?
Not serious. I do mostly a live credited writing, but
Okay.
you know,
Well, I wasn't.
I've written some scripts and some screenplays.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if you were actually looking for ghostwriting work because I was.
Oh, I'll do it.
It's like at this point, like if I have time between directing film projects, yes.
One of my early favorite shows was about a ghost writer, I believe.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was on PBS. It was called Arthur and Friends.
Correct.
Yeah, because Arthur's dad was a ghostwriter who pretended to be a chef, so he wouldn't blow the cover of, like he was always writing books for Muffy's dad about car sales.
This is a thing dads do all the time.
Yeah.
They pretend they're chefs while they're actually writing books for Muffy's dad, who was pretending to be a wealthier chef while actually writing a book for Buster Baxter. Strange.
Buster Baxter went away, then he came back.
It's one of the best episodes. Art Garfunkel's co-stars.
Oh, do they actually? Is that actually Art Garfunkel?
Yeah, dude.
See, that's the thing is with shows like that, I never know if they actually like got the people or whatever, because I don't think they call him Art Garfunkel in the episode. It just sounds like him,
I
right?
thought it was him. I don't know.
I mean, now that you're saying that, like, I think that the Buster Baxter...
Verify in the chats with your research abilities. But, felt like it.
You know what I was thinking the other day? Is there's not enough ghost shows where there's a zombie apocalypse. Like, there's so many shows about zombie apocalypses, but there's not a lot with ghosts in them at the same time. And like,
can one be a ghost and a zombie?
well, what I was kind of thinking was it would be interesting if the ghosts were, like, tethered to their zombie bodies somehow.
Ah, I see.
But like they're kind of just like the zombie bodies are just wandering around in these hordes, right?
Right.
And
It's just this husk that you're attached to.
And meanwhile, there's like these floating ghost cocktail parties over.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So
And-
they're kind of observing from above.
Yeah, and so, Jin says that sounds like a Doctor Who plot. You know, you're not wrong. That does sound like a
Does
Doctor
sound
Who
like it.
plot. It's got just the right amount of like body horror,
Yeah.
like.
Now,
And...
are the ghosts disgusted by what their former vessels are participating in, or are they entertained by it?
I would imagine that
Indifferent?
it depends on the person.
Sure.
Like I
I
think
guess people can all be different.
well, and I think
Even
also
ghost people.
yeah. Also over time, I think like ghosts would like stop looking down even.
Yeah, why bother?
Like, it's just gonna be more blood and intestines and entrails.
Even
Like-
ghosts know not to punch down.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was just thinking like, yeah, it'd be cool to do some sort of show with ghosts like that.
Cool, let's do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of appetite for zombie stuff anytime soon, though, given the pandemic and all.
Yeah, we've got mushroom zombies now. That's probably about as far as people will
That's
go.
true. Zombies are coming back. I was like, there's got to be some reason I was thinking about zombies.
But this is the last of zombies. That's why it's
Oh.
called The Last of Us. It's like
It's about.
this is our zombie final hurrah. Like
Gotcha.
this is The Last of Us. It's the last zombie show you're ever gonna see. So you better enjoy it.
So, just as a reminder, if we hit our $360, 360-degree tipping goal today,
Yeah.
didn't you say you have a new song?
I have a brand new song.
That I haven't even heard it. I asked,
Joe hasn't heard it.
basically, in terms of me doing my diligence for the show, I said, what is the tone of the song? Because I wanted to make sure the tone of the song kind of fit the tone of the show. Because I don't want to, like, you know, like, if I'm asking y'all to support Quinn, and then the song is going to be like, okay, this is like a 10-hour monologue about something. I'm having a hard time thinking of something that people here would find boring, because it seems like no matter what I talk about, people are like, oh, this is great. Like,
Yeah.
Which is weird, because, like, I don't know. I don't get that sort of feedback elsewhere in my life.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I guess I could say that's content-wise and maybe tone, it's almost maybe most similar to What's Left of Sam McGee.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah,
If we're looking for comparables.
Yeah. Well, there was a Stephen Colbert interview where he was asked, like, you know, hey, you just completely blew up. You know, your show is taken off. How do you stop it from going to your head? And he's just like, well, I think it helps that I was already an adult when this happened, you know? Like, it's one of those things, like, people are like, wow, Joe, you know, people draw fan art of you and talk about you on Tumblr and all this stuff. Like, how do you keep it from going to your head? And I'm like, you gotta keep in mind that, like, everybody else just treated me terribly for years. Like, this is such a small percentage of all my interactions globally that, like, it's not really gonna shift anything.
Exactly. Like we've settled. Like I'm 34. If I win the lottery, I'm not gonna buy a Bugatti.
What's a Bugatti? Is that a car?
Exactly.
Okay, see, this is...
Or a Rolls Royce. Maybe you know what that is.
Yeah, but it's just like...
no, I'm just gonna keep driving my Prius.
Yeah.
I might take it to the car wash more often, because, you know, but that's about it.
Well, I think it also helps that, like, I'm completely financially insecure. So,
Sure.
You know, it's one of those things, like, it's hard to, like, let your popularity on the internet go to your head when every month you're just like... boy, can I pay my bills without dipping into my retirement fund? Yeah. That's gonna dwindle real quick.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, wow, I'm so successful. It's just like, oh, people like my work. There's a difference.
Exactly, you're fame-ish.
Yeah, but, like, I'm not,
You're not famous. You're maybe infamous more than anything.
Yeah, and, like, I have incredibly high confidence in my abilities, but I also know that being good at something doesn't mean I'm gonna be able to pay the bills with it. Because I feel like I was really good at making YouTube videos years ago and I wasn't able to pay the bills at it, you know, and like, so it's like, I'm highly confident but also incredibly financially insecure because it's just like, this business is barely break even some months and barely not break even other months. So it's like...
strange game.
Yeah. How did we get onto this? Sorry, I'm like... Oh, I feel like we were talking about zombies. There's a connecting thread. I was going to bring this back around, and I forget where we were.
We were talking about being known.
We were talking about tone.
Tone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you were talking about Stephen Colbert, little Stevie Colbert,
little Stevie C,
and how
from
how
Rahway,
he
New
achieved fame. He achieved fame at a much older age than like someone in their early 20s, and thusly he reacted differently, and it didn't get to his head, and he just said, all right, well, this helps, this is nice, but it's not going to change me.
Not gonna change who I am on a fundamental level.
Correct.
Alex DiParazzo says, if I get rich, I'm buying Mojang. You joke? But, like, Elon Musk buying Twitter, like, as much as he's just, like, screwing it up terribly, I'm kind of looking at that and going, you know, in case I ever get rich, let me take some notes so I don't make the same mistakes. You always want to learn from other people's mistakes. It's cheaper than making your own. I'm like, yeah, because, like, if I did somehow win $2 billion in the lottery, buying Mojang is the exact sort of nonsense. I would be like,
Pardon my ignorance. How much is Microsoft screwing up Mojang?
I mean, they're not doing terribly.
Right, it's not.
But, like...
It's not Musk level, right?
No. But it's the sort of thing where, like, in the back of my head, I'm always like, man, I would do things a little differently. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, to some degree, I think...
it'd be a union house.
Yeah, I don't think Microsoft is unionized at the developer level and stuff like that, yeah. So... Mojang is worth like 2.5 billion. It was when they bought it like 5 years ago. It's probably worth more now.
More, maybe 3 billion or 4 billion.
Yeah. So it's a worth.
That's how much
a lot.
Star Wars sold for, $4 billion.
Yeah. So.
George Lucas is just out there somewhere.
Yeah. What is he doing these days? Like.
I don't know. He's still got Skywalker Ranch. I'm surprised Disney hasn't sued him for using that name.
I'm sure that he probably got some sort of protection for that in the deal.
Yeah, probably
like,
would have had to. Yeah, absolutely would have had to.
I can't imagine, because like that is exactly the sort of thing Disney would do.
Yep.
Like they stopped paying royalties for a bunch of the Star Wars novel writers.
Ooh. That's not great.
And they're just like, oh, well, we didn't sign this contract with you, so it's not valid. And it's like, well, you bought the rights to Star Wars. Well, yeah, we bought the rights, but not the responsibilities. And it's like, that's really not how that works. Like,
you forgot the words of my dear old Uncle Ben.
Yeah. And so this is like a huge thing too, because like a lot of companies are like, well. This part of contract law is pretty well established, but let's see what Disney does here, because if we can get away with this too, we would love to.
Yeah.
So, like, this is, yeah, not great.
Seems like they're finally losing their rights to Mickey Mouse soon, though.
Well, only Steamboat Willie, Mickey.
Oh, I see. So I can only put Steamboat Willie on my future merchandise.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Corinne's mom just rescheduled her flight. She sent me right before pinball last night. Here's Corinne's flights for spring break. And it's like, this one leaves like right after she's dismissed from school. Like, I would have to like teleport her to the gate. Like,
she does not go to school at the airports.
No, she does not go to school at the airport. It's just like. So, yay, that's got fixed. Okay, so we can come over here.
Carl, the pirate, says they don't own the rights to Uncle Ben either.
Wait,
not
really?
the film rights. They don't own the film rights.
Wait, really?
Sony Pictures still has the...
To Uncle Ben, they didn't bother locking that down. Is that why Uncle Ben wasn't in the new one? In the, not Janine Garofalo. What's the name of the one? Tom Holland.
Yeah, I love the Janine Garofalo Spider-Man.
I mean, he's basically the baby bowler.
Yeah, that's true. His Uncle Ben fell down an elevator shaft.
Onto some bullets. I've always suspected foul play.
As did I. Whoa.
Oh no, there's just somebody throwing out trash out there.
Hey, you lot, keep it down.
Don't actually get us yelled at.
That wasn't a real yell. It was just a.
Yeah.
Just to pretend.
Okay. Rhombus Cloud says they've incorporated Steamboat Willie into their trademark now, which is lasts longer than copyright, so they could still challenge you on trademark basis. Yeah, they did do that, but at the same time, when Nintendo tried to use trademark to extend or apply rights that weren't intrinsic to trademark, they got hit by the courts pretty hard. Now, it's going to be a long and expensive case to win, but like basically I don't think that's a stalling strategy on Disney's part. That's a discouragement strategy. That's not a sound you're slam dunk.
Yeah.
Okay. Centauratron says, I thought them skipping Uncle Ben was just them wanting to skip the origin story as a whole. I mean, it does save a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because, like,
in this recent Spider-Man movies are a co-production between Sony Pictures and Disney, so they could use Uncle Ben, they just didn't want to.
Well, I will say that, like...
Because we've seen it before.
To some degree, it's like, well, do they really need to tell this story of where Spider-Man came from again? Who's that from? Who is that for, right? Because everybody knows where Spider-Man's from.
But does everybody know?
Well, that's the thing, though, is like maybe...
A 6-year-old watching the
maybe
film?
that's part of why my kid doesn't like these Marvel movies. Because, you know...
origin stories are very important. It shows a person that they can begin humbly and rise to greater heights. But instead, you're just at greater heights. And that doesn't seem attainable. You're just at greater heights from day one.
Also,
and then where do you have to go?
Jay Mazungu says, hey, Joe and Quinn, I gotta say your episode where you went around and serenaded the Hermits was the funniest episode ever. I needed it after a horrible and heartbreaking year so far. Thank you both.
Aww.
Well, we are happy to help in whatever small ways we can. You're doing the hard work and dealing with your troubles. But good luck to you, and hopefully the rest of the year goes better for you. Mahi Zero...
Hermits helping non-hermits.
Yeah. Mahi says, people complained about seeing the Bruce Wayne parents killed over and over again. Oh, yeah, that's why in the Harley Quinn show, they have an episode that, is basically... Harley Quinn is a psychiatrist, if you don't know her origin story.
Dr. Harley.
Dr. Harley Quinn goes into Batman's head with, like, magic, because there's, like... One of the bad guys in Batman's, like, a hypnosis guy who can mind meld people or something. So anyway, she goes inside of Batman's head and watches the Wayne parents get killed, like, 800 times on, like, a Groundhog Day loop. And, it's trying to help child Bruce Wayne stop the parents from being killed. Oh, well, and then
exposure therapy.
Oh yeah, and then there's like another thing later where Harley runs into Bruce Wayne and he has to do some Batman thing, and she's like, "Oh, that's right, you're Batman because your parents were killed. I saw that so many times. How did I? That always slips my mind."
Right.
How did I forget that? That's.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he like just assumes that she remembers that he's Batman and so doesn't try to conceal who he is or something.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, I had forgotten about that. Oh yeah.
Right. And it's only when he is able to live with that trauma that he becomes Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, you know...
Which is probably my favorite Batman movie.
Yeah, I gotta say, The Mask is a lot more disturbing on a rewatch than it was...
Like, I don't think I've ever actually seen The Mask.
Yeah, it's kind of...
I believe it came out in, like, 1997.
Yeah, in the cartoon show...
Oh, yeah, we watched the cartoon.
He's, like, a frustrating superhero who he, like, helps the cops but also annoys them, right? He's, like, the Dr. House of... consulting detectives / heroes.
How similar or dissimilar to Freakazoid?
It's a lot like Freakazoid.
Yeah.
In the Masked cartoon show, but in the movie, it's he's just like straight up a villain. He's just like going in and robbing banks, like. and like it's one of those things like the bank guards are like shooting him, and he like pretends he's like you know, and then he like cartoonishly turns his mouth into a Gatling gun and fires the bullets back at them. And it's like, these are just the guys who work at the bank. Admittedly, maybe if you work at the bank, you're not just supposed to shoot robbers. I don't know like what degree of force is authorized for bank guards these days.
I don't know.
Because it's not...
The money is insured anyway.
Yeah, and so
it's kind of like at retail stores where they're like, just don't engage with the person.
I feel like, here's the thing, is if somebody came into a bank and shot one of the customers, immediately, okay, I see lethal force being authorized for the bank guards.
Yes.
But if somebody just comes in and is like, put the money in the bag...
Right.
I don't know if the bank guards are allowed to escalate to lethal force, because then...
and then I started blasting.
And then,
like, don't...
and then the person starts shooting customers because the bank guards open fire first. Like,
yeah. Seems excessive.
I don't know a lot about this stuff. Centauratron says the mask is an artifact of Loki, right? Oh, I didn't realize it was a Marvel property. Gotcha.
So should I watch that before or after Loki season 1?
Yeah, is Loki season 2 coming out soon? Because, like, I actually kind of liked...
Soon.
It was actually one of...
It was nice to see Owen Wilson
That was
again.
my
It's been a while.
second favorite Owen Wilson performance. I really liked him in Heat Vision and Jack.
Yeah, good show.
Like, I think Owen Wilson showed... It's a shame because he just did Loki. He probably won't be on Severance. Because, like... Severance and Loki are kind of the most similar shows to each other that I... If you were like...
I could see that, for sure.
Joe, what's the closest show to Severance? It's like... The closest show to Severance that isn't Severance is Loki.
But what's the closest show to Loki that isn't Loki?
Probably Severance. Like, I think they're...
Wow.
So like, if you were like, Joe, what's the closest show to the new DuckTales?
Uh-huh.
I would say it might be equidistant on two sides.
Okay.
Venture Brothers?
Mm-hmm. I could see that, sure.
Or Doctor Who. But, like, the closest show to Doctor Who that isn't Doctor Who is definitely DuckTales. And the closest show to Venture Brothers that isn't Venture Brothers is definitely DuckTales.
I think in the sphere of Doctor Who also exists Rugrats, in which the main character uses a screwdriver to get out of many situations.
Rugrats does have some similarities to Doctor Who, but I don't think it's as close as DuckTales.
Okay.
Like, DuckTales is really, like, yeah. Okay. So basically, because, I mean, if you think about it, the unreliability of the TARDIS is matched by Launchpad. Like, basically, they're just like, Launchpad, we're not supposed to be here today. And he's like, oh, I read the map wrong. Like, there's just all sorts of situations where, oh, we crash landed here because we have an unreliable pilot.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to ask, what are you building? What is all this for?
Oh, so Tango did this castle here.
Yeah.
And you see how the terrain is, like, just floating?
Right.
So I am, like, wireframing out and shelling, like, snow cliffs.
Is this something Tango asks you to do?
Kind of. He complained he didn't want to do it.
Oh, okay.
And that's almost the same thing. And then
Is that kind of your role here? Someone complains about something and then
yeah,
you're the fixer?
That's a big part of
it. You're the Malcolm of this server?
Yeah, so basically, well, the thing is that this thing he built is like a mini game for the whole server to play that we're going to play for like 3 months straight. And so we kept telling him...
But it's not a children's card game?
No, it's not a children's card game. We kept telling him, Tango, if you need help, let us know. And he's like, yeah, I'm just bad at asking for help. And we're like, Tango, if you need help, let us know. And he's like, oh, I don't know. You know, a lot of this stuff is hard for me to do on my own. And so on stream the other day, he was like, you know, I'm really not looking forward to placing all the snow for these hills. And so everybody messaged me, Joe, Tango just said on stream there's video evidence he doesn't want to do this part. Go do it. And so I was like, Tango...
He did say hills, so that's kind of...
Yeah, and I was like, Tango, I'm going to go do this part. Is there anything I need to know so I don't screw it up? Assume I'm doing it either way. But, like, this is your opportunity to tell us... This is your opportunity to tell us if you need something that doesn't, like, if this is going to break something you had planned in some way, you let us know now. Otherwise, the other hermits are going to come over here. So it's not going to be just me. Other hermits have helped with other parts of this, too.
Well, the Twitch chat have proclaimed Snow Hills.
Yep.
Lakshmi13 has brought up Spy Family. I started watching that yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's good.
It's on Hulu in the Americas region, anyway. This Americas region.
This America's region.
This American life.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. This is very like diagonally here. I don't love
Is that good? Bad?
It's kind of awkward. I need to break it up.
Aesthetically, or
yeah, aesthetically, like visually. If the lines are too regular, it won't look like natural terrain.
Right.
So I'm kind of roughing it in, and then I'm gonna add and remove blocks as we go. But I'm like,
And is the whole point for this to be a dome, or will it be filled from the ground up eventually?
this is just to improve the aesthetics.
Okay.
Like basically,
It's purely aesthetic.
He's not gonna be using this part in here, to my knowledge. Although maybe he will, because he is using a bunch of the other inside parts of this. He's building a dungeon right now.
How long did it take him to construct this castle?
Weeks and weeks. Like, he spent like 2 weeks of concerted building on most of it, but he spent weeks of preparation and doing foundation work and other stuff.
Wow.
So probably into months.
Months?
But like,
Did he start before Mumbo left or after?
he's been working on this for a while. Like, he started on some of the dungeon stuff too, but like just the outer facade was weeks, but everything is months.
Everything is months.
Everything is months. When Tango Tech is building things on a stream. Quick reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/showhills and YouTube Super Chat. If we hit 360, Quinn is going to perform a brand new song that I have not even heard. Some sort of vampire folk song thing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that.
And how far away are we from that goal?
We are at 135 degrees angular right now, so 225, I think, if my math is right.
Sounds right to me. Snow hills, snow hills.
Snow hills, snow hills. Morning, Daniel J. McGrail.
Good morning.
Rose says the dungeon below is pretty massive, and Tango only has about half of the levels done so far. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of work on this. He did ask B-Dubs to help him build a Goonies-style pirate ship.
Well, takes two to tango.
Yeah. And then B-Dubs like, I don't want to watch the Goonies. Can you summarize?
B-Dubs has not seen the Goonies?
Apparently, yeah. So that was like a whole thing. Where it's like, okay, so I want to do a good job at this thing that my friend asked me to do, but I also don't want to go watch a film.
I feel like it's enough of a cultural touchstone that you probably should watch it, even if you don't enjoy it.
Yeah. It's like it's one of those things like the Bible, where there are so many other things that reference it. You got to be familiar with it to be culturally competent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you, Lost Cult Music, for tipping 3.
Woo!
Who says, cheers, Joe and Quinn. Thank you very much. That's going to rotate us now to 138.
138 is a number larger than 137.
Why is there a creeper down there?
Why is there a creeper? Jeepers creepers, where'd you get that beeper? People still use beepers? I mean, other than medical professionals?
In certain contexts, it's still the best thing, but yeah.
Maybe I should get a beeper.
Lakshmi13 says, I keep reminding my husband that I haven't watched The Goonies, and he's still shocked each time. Well, tell him to watch it with you.
Could be a date night.
Yeah. It's a date night with the Goonies. Oh, there was some music video that took place in like part of the Goonies. We riffed it at Mystery Pinball Theater 3000. I'm blanking on which song it was. Hey! Louise just tipped 20 and says the lyrics to Jolene and Alleluia scan to each other's music. I don't expect you to do anything with this, but I think the people deserve to know. Huh. Let me okay. Let me rotate 20.
Well, here's the 4th, and here's the 5th, and here's the minor fall and the major lift.
And the Baffled King.
That's you.
Composing Hallelujah.
Hit the merch store.
Yeah, I always wanted to do an Alleluia parody, and now that I've done one, I'm like, I always want to do an Alleluia parody.
Yeah, I always forget that we did that one.
I like that
one. It seems
one.
like you can do more than one Alleluia
like
parody.
Alleluia, yeah, like I could build a career out of doing Alleluia parodies.
There goes that Alleluia parody guy. That's what they'll all say.
Famed Alleluia parodist Joe Hills today kicked down NJ's door, so she had to get another one.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's actually what happened. Is I kicked NJ's door. Sorry, NJ's door repair person.
Kicked in the door.
It's a
with
door.
a hallelujah.
I've heard there was a Jersey door which Joe Hills kicked twice before, smashing it to flinders from the framing. The hinges burst, the whole thing bucked. Everybody said good luck, NJ fixing your door for a third time. Red is the most baffled king. I think you're right. Cyndi Lauper had the song, the Goonies. Okay.
Oh.
Cyndi Lauper Goonies.
Time after time.
Music video.
Goonies just want to have fun.
What? Let's see.
Oh, Goonies just want to have
The
fun.
Goonies are good enough. Yeah.
What is she good?
Okay.
And she's interacting with the characters?
Kind of.
But I don't think this song actually appears in the film or in the credits, does it?
It's from the soundtrack of the film The Goonies.
Yeah, but
it's on the soundtrack, but I don't know if it's
exactly
in the film.
Exactly.
It was originally titled just Good Enough, but the title was changed by Warner Brothers, who wanted the film to be part of the song title. Lauper refused to play the song live after 1987.
Wow.
Fans kept requesting the song, and she eventually sang the first verse and chorus a cappella in 2004 in Australia. She has since incorporated the song back into her live set due to overwhelming fan recognition.
Wow.
So, in 2012, Lauper performed a parody version entitled Taffy Butt for the second season premiere episode of the Fox animated television series Bob's Burgers, which that episode is an homage to the Goonies.
Oh.
Her son, who is a fan of Bob's Burgers, insisted she record the new version. In 2014, The Goonies Are Good Enough was heavily featured in the Goonies-themed episode of ABC comedy series The Goldbergs.
Seems these Goonies keep popping up everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, this music video is absolutely bonkers. Like, it was one of those things that, like that's part of why Mystery Pinball Theater 3000 is so great, because there's all these amazingly bizarre things out there that I've just never seen, right?
Sure.
And, like, all of a sudden I'm getting exposed to them, and that's cool. But, like, also, when you're tasked with trying to mock some of this stuff, and it's just so out there, it's like, I don't even know what to do with this.
Hold up, Badger Spanner says it's in the movie.
Oh, I believe it.
Well, I believe them. Badger Spanner.
Casimir tips 10 and says Goonies never die.
Goonies never die.
That's gonna get us
And they never say die.
one.
Even when they're playing board games, they
You know what?
don't say die.
Okay, it looks like we need to be at 178. So, yeah, because I was off with the rotation.
Even when they're changing the color of their clothes, Goonies don't say die.
Don't say die, Goonies.
Because they never say die.
They recolor their clothes.
That's right. And they cast a singular dice. Because they never say die.
They just refer to them as D6s or D8s or whatever.
Correct. But the D doesn't stand for die.
Never.
It stands for diatonic.
Oh, that scales.
It's scalar, like Norman Mailer. If you believe it, you could be it.
You could transceive it?
You could persevere it. Like Guinevere,
Or Percy Jackson?
King Arthur, and his magic lamp.
Pretty sure that was Aladdin.
Not anymore. It's in the British Museum.
Because of course it is.
Oh, Badger says, I had 2 different VHSs of it when I was growing up, of the Goonies. One with the prisonscape and the other without.
Why did they... Was that like a ratings thing? Like, in the UK,
I
they're like,
don't
this
know.
prison escape is too terrifying for...
I don't know. Yeah.
A small...
Maybe it was the extended cut of the film and the theatrical didn't have a prison escape.
Yeah,
Just kind of an implied.
they're just like, this is too Dickensian.
Yes.
Okay, we got 3 more tips rolling
Oh
in.
my word.
Rena, thank you for the 3. That's gonna get us, how am I doing?
I don't know. But Rena says, hello. I have no clue what to say. This is my first donation ever.
Thank you for tipping. That's gonna get us to 181. Appreciate ya. Shannon, tipping 2, says, wish I could tip more. Got hit by an unexpected penalty on top of an unusual season of expenses. But my sleep schedule ended up changing entirely recently, and it's been nice to catch the morning streams while waking up now. Thank you very much for the 2. And then Lakshmi13 tips 26. Let's see. So, hold on. Let's do the 5. So we're at 183. 183 plus 26 is 209. Yeah, so we're going to rotate to 209. Okay. Lakshmi13 says, thank you, Joe and Quinn, for reminding me that date nights are okay even when you have kids. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go watch a film about children. That'll remind... Then you'll be like, oh no, I hope my children aren't off searching pirate ships.
Usually they are.
Yeah.
Just gotta say, it's something you gotta accept about your kids.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, Shannon mentioned not tipping too much. Don't worry, tipping $2 is still, like, okay, $2 is, like, more than I would make if a YouTube short got, like, tens of thousands of views. $2 is more than I would make in ad revenue if you watched all of my episodes I've ever made, and I've got, like, 2,000 of them. Like, yeah, $2 is still a huge contribution compared to what most folks do.
Yeah, how come nobody's bought the syndication rights for your 2,000 episodes? I should be able to watch your episodes on UPN
they're
or
in low
the CW.
resolution is the problem. Like, a lot of them
That
are
doesn't
like,
stop the CW.
the early ones are like 360p, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I could see that stopping the CW.
Alright, I'll run them through Topaz AI, and then they'll be...
Yeah, I still haven't actually used that. You said that's like, what, $175 or something?
Yeah, it's what David Lynch used recently, because he shot a couple films just like on video or on like low-res HD back in the mid 2000s, and for like the 4K remasters used the Topaz AI upscaler. So if it's good enough for David Lynch.
I just worry that if it doesn't know what Minecraft's supposed to look like, it'll fill in the details wrong, right? Like if it's programmed on real-world visuals, it might not.
I don't know. Could be interesting.
Yeah, but I don't have an extra $175 to find out. Hey, Gibranessa, thank you for the 10. Who says, have a great day, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is going to get us up to 219. If we hit 360, we're going to get that new Vampire Folk song.
We're closer than we've ever been now. You're closer than you've ever been. Now you're even closer. Now you're even closer. Now you're even closer.
Yeah. Badger says the Prison Escape was banned in the U.S. because it has a hanging scene and a lot of swears. Gotcha. I was close to the first time. Gibran? Was that it?
First time, eh?
Gibran. Thank you, Gibran.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate your support. Okay.
Mahi Zero asks, is Topaz AI the mythical enhance button, a la CSI?
Well, that's the thing, is it can't add information it doesn't have. So
Correct.
It
can guess.
There might be ways to give it like, hey, here's what these textures actually look like flat. Is there a way to train it? No.
Not that I know of. You might need to like.
So like if somebody had
talk to the company specifically about that.
Yeah, because if somebody had like high quality production stills.
Sure.
Of the shoot, you couldn't train the AI to inform the gaps when it's upscaling based on those stills.
I don't know.
Because that's where like you start getting.
If you give an AI a high-resolution texture, it'll be fed for a day.
If you teach it to generate high-resolution textures.
You can't get fooled again.
Yeah.
The Note Queen says, closer to vampires may not be a wise place to be. Boo. Well, you'll be at a safe distance, I promise.
Yeah, maybe I should be the one who's worried.
It's a tale mostly told in the past tense, which means you're safe now.
Or as safe as you could have been.
There's a new message from PayPal.
Well, let's see who that's from. We got another 10 rolling in from Mirror Muse. Thank you very much, Mirror Muse. That's going to get us up to 229. Dun, 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 dun.
Rose706 says, that's what they said about Shia LaBeouf. What's what they said? That he's at a safe distance and he can't hurt you now?
Or the thing
or
about,
that he's mostly in the past tense?
Or giving him production stills won't help him upsample video. Because, like...
Past tense Shia LaBeoufed?
Because that's the thing, is, like, being able to feed in good high-resolution data of the same subject matter would be really where you want...
That's where you want to be.
On this stuff. At least for, like... Because, like, if it's doing the upsampling of real-world stuff, it's already been fed, like, here's a high-resolution photo of a bicycle.
Yes.
Right? Here's a high-resolution image of, like, all these other things that might come up, right?
Yeah, and even if there's, like, I forget if there's, like, a preset for animation, even in that sense, it would probably try to smooth out and round out things, but
yeah,
part of the charm of Minecraft is that it's very angular.
Yeah, and so that's the thing, is, like, I don't, yeah, so depending, like I said, I don't want to spend $75 or $175 to find out that this thing is not going to be good for my use case. And, like, most of the actual live video stuff I was doing was shot at a minimum of 720p, which, so, I could upscale that, maybe like the Mind Chunk Kitchen or whatever, to 4K, but like, I don't know if it needs it.
Yeah.
'cause it's all,
Badger Spinner says, yeah, we don't talk about LaBouffe.
we don't talk about Shia.
Oh,
No.
no. We don't talk about Shia. It was my wedding day.
Shia LaBeouf was there.
This is the kingdom of the crystal skull. Because that happens. He's at a wedding. Indiana Jones wedding. Which I believe will be retconned in the next film. But we'll see.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
Did they decide like? Apparently, that's
A lot of people are like, I want him to be a bachelor, even though he's like 80 years old.
Yeah,
he needs to be. Characters should never change or grow.
Yeah.
Same reason people didn't like
Well,
Luke Skywalker in Episode 8.
Zoolander 2.
Zoolander 2, exactly.
Yeah, I actually didn't see Zoolander 2 because... Oh, apparently Shia LaBeouf is a serial domestic abuser.
Yeah, he's a bad person.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't even know who he is. Did he make Transformers? I know that I heard the person
He didn't make Transformers, but he was in Transformers.
Okay.
Michael Bay made Transformers.
Yeah, because I've only seen his name in relation to Transformers before, and I haven't seen Transformers. So...
Oh, you haven't seen the movie Holes?
No, what's that? Is that based on a
You
Lewis
haven't seen
Sacker
the show
novel?
Even Stevens? It was based on a Lewis Sacker novel.
I haven't seen Even Stevens. No, and I haven't seen the film Holes.
And you haven't seen Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
No.
Wow, you're lucky.
Yeah, this is just literally the sort of thing that doesn't come up when you're me.
What does come up when you're Joe?
Well, my kid likes to talk about other Hermit's videos a lot. So
How does that make you feel?
Well, usually there's nothing I can do.
Nothing you can do.
I'm just being asked a bunch of questions about the backs of Grian's builds, like when's he gonna finish the back of that build? What's Grian thinking? And I'm like, daughter, I don't know what Grian's thinking. I'm not inside his head. But now, thank goodness, my daughter has found Gemini Tay's Stardew Valley series. And so I spent $30 on 2 copies of Stardew Valley, one for her and one for me. And
Worth
now,
it.
Say again?
I said worth it.
Absolutely. So now instead of at dinner her asking me random questions about like some Grian episode from 4 years ago, hey, what was Grian thinking when he did this? And that's always the question is, why did Grian do this? What was Grian thinking when he did this? I'm like, I don't know. Now instead it's like, so in Stardew Valley, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, let's go find out. Like, this is something that actually has answers.
Yeah, let me go ask Grian. He's accessible.
Grian does not like answering questions about the intent of his work.
Let me go tweet at him. He's on Twitter all the time.
No, he's not. I mean, I feel like, so I'm of two minds about the intent of my work. Like, and to some degree, I feel like it should stand on its own. But on the other hand, everything that I don't film in front of a live audience, somehow,
Live streaming audience.
somehow the technology breaks in a way that I won't discover until I transfer the footage to another computer and look at it there. And but it's not like always the same problem. But, like, basically, there's a million ways that streaming and recording, like, video capture tech is, like, really brittle. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Certainly.
But the nice thing about it is the stuff that's going to go wrong with the recording most of the time would also be going wrong with the live stream in such a way that everybody would be screaming at me, Joe, the video is screwed up. And then I fix it, right?
Joe, the video's screwed up.
So, it's like, if I had... if I could reliably make videos without streaming the entire process, I would probably try to be more inscrutable with my work. But and this is what killed me on the last episode. There were all these segments where I was like, I'll record the introductions. Like, I was gonna say, like, okay, I'm gonna record the introduction to where I'm starting on this project off camera, off the stream, right? So that way, when people watch the video who come to every stream, they'll get a brand new video experience.
Yeah.
I want to give them a reward for watching the YouTube where, okay, some of the stuff you saw on the streams, but, like, some of it is brand new. And instead, it's like all of those segments I recorded where I'm like, okay, here's what we're doing. Let's sneak around here. Let's do this. Oh, we're doing something in Impulse's shop. I don't want everybody to tweet him about, so I'm going to do this off camera or off the stream. It's like all that footage is just garbage. Absolute unusable. And I'm like, how? How am I so bad at this in unique and surprising ways? Like...
Yeah,
yeah.
that's life.
Arya Mizuki tips 15 MYR. What is that? Is that like Myanmar rubles?
We'll see.
I have no idea what that is. Malaysian ringgit.
Nice.
So that comes out to 3 US Abacus beads. Thank you very much, Arya. It says, sending my appreciation for the chill stream. Thanks, Joe and Quinn. Let's go ahead and rotate that camera now up to 232.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
128 away from my goal. Thank you kindly.
Somebody says, Joe, if you use a totem on Stress Monster in the TCG, and she uses the YOLO attack that would kill her, does it kill the other hermit, but not her? I believe that's correct. I haven't been told otherwise.
And what does Grian think about that?
I don't know. Shilloch says, I love the camera going all the way around. Lol.
It goes around, around, around.
YOLO. You only live twice.
YOLO.
YOLO. How are we on night?
Do you think anyone named their child YOLO after that became popular?
Yolanda.
That's fair.
What are we doing at the snow farm? Gathering snow.
Hooba hooba YOLO.
What? Oh,
That's what Jabba the Hutt
something
says.
solo.
Yeah. I'm surprised now that Disney owns Star Wars and Pixar, they haven't made Car Wars.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, everybody's done a Family Guy style Star Wars. There was Thumb Wars.
Yeah.
There was, oh my gosh.
There was like a flash animation of the console wars. Do you remember this?
Yeah. And
that was a thing.
I loved that. The best part of that was it has Mario as Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And he's on Tatooine, and there's two angry suns setting while like a Nintendo-esque remix of the sad da 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 da. But the two angry suns setting is just so beautiful.
And the Teletubbies parody has two baby suns setting.
Oh my gosh! If Fowley was in the chat, he would have that photoshopped before we could even... Yeah. Cryptic Fan tips 15 and says, let's get those hills a-rolling. That brings us from 232 to 247. Wait, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
32 to 47.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. It's not like I don't have a device for helping with this.
It's not a singular math, it's maths.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get used to that, Joe.
Badger says that it's official. Minecraft 1.2.0, I guess that's pronounced 1 Bainty, is
1.20
is the Traveler's Tales and Trails update. Ooh, I like Traveler's Tales.
Traveler's Tales.
They
Wasn't
haven't
that
done
a development company?
Yeah, no, they used to do a lot of good stuff, so I'm excited to see what their influence is here.
But the last thing I remember them doing is Sonic 3D Blast.
Yeah.
That was not a very good game.
And they had the fox on the thing.
Yeah, because the fox, I assume, was the Traveler.
Yeah.
Or was it a raccoon?
It was like something. I don't know.
Some small mammal.
Smammal?
A smammal.
Yeah, we're working on some.
Oh,
snow-
Traveler's Tales, according to Carl the Pirate, still makes the Lego video games, which are quite popular.
Really? I feel like at the beginning of Sonic 3D Blast, they had a really prominent logo with the fox that we were just talking about.
Yeah, maybe
But I haven't seen that at the beginning of the Lego ones. So you think that like
Have you played the Lego ones?
well, we played Lego Star Wars at one
yeah.
point, didn't we? Were you...
I think I was there for
I
that.
think you were there for
That
that.
was a while ago. I mean,
Seems-
like 20 years.
It was a long time.
I think they also did Sonic R, the racing game.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that it's just like blatantly broken. Like Sonic is just the best. Like if you're playing as Super Sonic, it's just
Well, it's like Kirby in Super Smash Brothers 64. Like, it's broken, but on purpose.
yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like okay, so if you've got like okay, Baby Louie is playing, you let him be Sonic,
Sure.
and then the adults play. So instead of having a difficulty slider or whatever, it's just like you play as the character that you want to play as.
Right. It's a game about going fast, and why would Sonic not be the fastest?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, Knuckles can glide and Tails can fly.
Yeah.
Which I did like that. I felt like they did a good job with that. Badger says, where did you get Travelers from?
Yeah, Trails and Tales.
The, what do you call it? Pilgrimage?
Pilgrimage, I believe.
Pilgrimages, yes. One that April with the sure suitor, the draught of March hath burst into the rooter, and bothered every vein and sweet liquor, of which virtue engendered is the floor. When Zephyr speaks with his sweet a breath, in spirit oth, in every old beneath, the tender croppers and the younger sonas long to go on pilgrimages. No, that's not how it goes. I'm like, the last word is pilgrimages, but like I'm just like I don't want to do it. Like, just jam it together.
Those
this is
tales
almost a
are
rhyme.
Canterbury.
Yeah. Minecraft, Canterbury Tales and Trails.
Cool. Hey there, Boulder, Brooklyn. It says, howdy, Joe and Quinn.
Hey Boulder, Brooklyn, how you doing in New York City? I'm 2,000 miles away. I don't know my geography all that well. I think I could drive there in 13 to 11 hours at 60 to 70 miles an hour. So I guess I could do some math, but that's not in the important path.
Important
A
path.
project accomplishment here. Oh no, not right here. No.
No. Do you think the Bronx is Boulder? Or put it to the test.
Zoeezy of Oz says, I don't know that Joe could do a Scusi accent. I know London's 4,200 miles away.
And he feels it intensely.
Boulder, Brooklyn's actually in California. Oh, good to know.
Oh. Well, you know, that's the Brooklyn of the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. And Boulder's in Colorado.
There be boulders.
Claw the Frog says, it's very misty in New York City today. Well, make sure to keep an eye out for any, wraiths. I don't know, what do we do when it's misty out?
Call Brock.
Yeah, apparently. Okay.
This is progressing. This is becoming something.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like I said, it's a little bit more regular than I would like.
Yeah.
Especially
Is this only going to be? Is this facade on this one side, or is it going to be all around?
So some of the other parts are done. Let me
see.
fly you around. I'll show you.
Yeah, give me a tour.
So we did a big group terraforming thing and worked around this way
Okay.
a few months ago.
Months.
But Tango wasn't sure, like, so we haven't got this part in.
I see. Well, I guess the problem is it's not icy.
Yeah. So part of it was he wasn't sure exactly how far out the castle was gonna go.
Yeah.
So he's just like, just lay the snow down around here, and then we'll have the hillside kind of come to meet it.
Yeah. What's
So-
the name of this castle anyway?
Decked out too.
Castle Decked Out 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Decked Out the Second?
Yep.
Or Castle Decked Out Junior?
Decked out. Yeah, but like, when I'm looking at the parts I'm getting done here, there's a lot of places where it's like the lines are too clean,
Yeah.
like for natural
you need
terrain.
to dirty up those lines. Those lines are too fine.
Yeah, it should. There needs to be more irregularity.
That applies to all things. Well, maybe not all things.
But many things.
Many things are possible if you do them. Affectionate Soup in the Twitch chat says he calls it Frost Citadel, inspired by Ice Crown Citadel in WoW.
Oh. That's World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. And Boulder Brooklyn says Tango is a madman in the best possible way. What do you take me for, a madman? What's that miniature ziggurat down there?
Oh, that's a beacon. You can put certain effects on, like regeneration and stuff.
And does this beacon teach typing?
No, that's Mavis Beacon.
Mavis. I always thought it was Mavis.
It is. I'm just being. I was just waiting for the chat to be like, I always pronounced it Mavis. And I'm like,
Mavis Bacon.
Mavis Bacon. Are you sure you don't mean Traveler's Beacon?
Any relation to Francis Bacon? Or Frank, as I call him.
Wasn't he in the Tower of London for a while?
Yeah, we've all served time there.
Yeah. Tower time. I don't know where I'm going. I'm done.
One last call for imprisonment, so...
Yeah, bring out your shackles, I guess. You have nothing to lose except your chains. And also the other guy's chains. They have a lot of extra chains here. We need to probably lose multiple sets.
Badger Spanner warns us, don't do Irish accents and say traveler. That's an itinerant peoples of Ireland.
Ah, good to
okay.
know.
So we can use an Irish dialect, but when we say the word traveler, we just have to do it in a different one. So,
Gotcha.
you know, just to be safe.
Good to know.
Daniel J. McGrail asks, what is an itinerant people?
Probably people with itineraries. Yeah, I don't really like how level this is. This needs to have like, it needs to like have a cutting slope down here more.
Badger says nomadic people. 12 in the YouTube chat says, I love watching these streams because sometimes I just lose the plot, the stream of thoughts, and then it comes back around eventually.
So did cutting that in make
That's
sense?
the Hills difference.
Yeah, we need to cut that too.
The Joe Hills difference. And the Quinn Hills subtraction.
Let's actually build this up a little bit here. Yeah, having just little plateaus and stuff like that really do a lot to break up the whole feel of it.
The feel of it. That's the deal of it. Konstantin Gavrilovich. That's a seagull. This is looking good, Joseph.
It's a work in progress.
It's a whip.
Nounbeast says Tango's gonna be so happy. I mean, keep in mind every hour I'm spending on this, I'm only saving him about an hour. So this is 1-to-1. I was hoping we could get some people over here for HHH, but the big problem is right now we don't have enough snow to go around. And everybody keeps telling me I need to build this fancy snowmaking machine, but it sounds complicated and I don't want to.
Similar to the machines they put on ski slopes.
So kind of like basically it's one of those things like anytime somebody tries to explain to me, my brain just goes, I'm too tired for this. I either need to stop working and go take a nap, or just keep doing it the way I'm doing it.
Is this some kind of complex redstone thing?
Yeah, it's something with pistons and like you have to perfectly align the snowman and you have to perfectly align your mouse. It's got like no tolerances. Right?
Yeah, this sounds like a job for someone else.
Yes, no, somebody else doing stuff with low tolerances. I have no tolerances for low tolerances at this point. My brain needs, what do you call it?
Plasticity?
Yeah, like if
ergonomics?
If a plan doesn't have any give, it's not the plan for me.
Yeah.
Kesh Kali says that would make a good episode though. Well, the thing is, though, me just trying to build somebody else's redstone isn't creative, though. Like, that's the other thing is I hate building other people's farms. If I can't intuit how to make it work, it shouldn't be on my channel.
If you can't intuit, don't do it. That's what I always say.
Like, if people are like, oh, Joe, why don't you use this other person's cactus farm design? I'm like, because they came up with it. It goes on their channel.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
You believe in the patent process.
I just want to have, like, the stuff I make reflect my skill. I don't know. Like, and I mean, yeah, admittedly, like, when I'm doing the pixel art stuff, like, yeah, I don't have the ability to take deep space photographs on my own or whatever. So it's not like this is something...
Have you tried?
Not really. I mean,
well,
does using my iPhone count?
There you go.
But, like, I don't know. There's just something about, like, if I can't understand how it works, like, I should have somebody on camera explaining it to me, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if Cub Fan had a brilliant snow machine design and he wanted to try to teach me how to do it, then that's different from me just like, hey guys, I'm gonna make an episode where I'm bad at tutorials. I don't feel like that's where I want to work.
Yeah. Deep space photographs.
Take deep space photographs of still frames in your mind. Throw them through a wormhole on Bajoran time. 26-hour days, that is true. It's complicating things for Federation who prefer a 24-hour day. It's a recurring problem in the show, just in case you didn't know.
It's arguably easier to achieve deep state photography.
Oh, apparently, so the day on Mars is like 40 minutes longer than the day on Earth. And so,
I've always wanted to have more time in the day.
yeah, I've been reading about, like, computer, proposals for, like time and date stuff is, like, a recurring problem in computer programming.
Y2K, anyone?
Well, but, like, yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff with time zones and stuff. Dealing with time is one of the most frustrating parts of
They're trying to put
doing
time
any sort
zones
of
on the
problem.
moon.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. The EU has a proposal for lunar time zones.
We already talked about everything should just be Central Time.
Well, so anyway, apparently one person brought up in the discussion that apparently, I don't know the name of this book, there's some science fiction story where the solution to the Mars having a day that's 40 minutes longer than the Earth day is that at midnight, the government would just gas everybody in the colony and use that time to round up dissenters, and the gas lasted for 40 minutes. So everybody had a 24-hour day and 40 minutes of just being knocked unconscious by the government. And it's like, the book is about why this is a bad idea, but, like,
Sure.
maybe we should at least consider it.
I mean, I get knocked out.
But you get up again.
Yeah. That never's gonna keep me down.
Though Connor 2 says, wouldn't a piston snow machine just make yellow snow anyway? Yeah, well, that's useless. Good point. That's going to get us another 20 degrees. So that brings us up to 267.
Thank
We are
you
now
for the tip.
93 away from our goal with the new song.
I'll play a new song you've never heard. Joe's never heard.
I've never even heard it. 267.
I've never heard.
I think you've heard it if you're... I mean, I would assume.
Not from your perspective. Ninja Cats 87 in the YouTube chat says, my friends and I enjoy calling Central Time cheese time. What's the origin of that? We do have a lot of cheese here.
We're getting it looks
Wisconsin
like we're getting
is
some internet issues. Hold on.
Are we? Oh,
Yeah, okay, it looks like it's coming back.
coming back. Welcome back, internet.
Stream is catching up. Some sort of internet hiccup there.
Oh,
Not sure what that was.
well, if you have internet hiccups, I've heard if you hang
Oh,
upside down
you know what
and
it
count
is?
backwards from 10.
No, you know what probably is there were some bad storms last night.
Oh,
So there might
that
be
there were.
they might be doing repairs or something. Okay.
Repair storm.
So the bad thing is the day after a storm when we start seeing hiccups like that, they usually is going to be more than one. So let's keep an eye. See that little green box there? If that turns yellow or red and I'm not looking at it, let me know.
Okay.
12
12 in the YouTube chat says, gotta go. See ya. See ya. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, everybody's like, man, I just had some Twitch buffering issues at the same time. What a
Oh,
coincidence.
yeah.
No, it's that the transmission cut out. Sorry, y'all. Or it like dropped in down to like 2 megabits a second. From 6.
Transmission lost.
Transmission lost.
Feed rebuffering.
Yeah.
Ninja Cats confirms, yes. Our friends in Central Time are all in Wisconsin. There you go. They're the cheeseheads. That's what makes it cheese time.
Mm-hmm.
Not a total non sequitur.
Indeed.
There's method to this madness.
Methodical madness. It's better than Calvinist madness. That's one of my favorite King of the Hill scenes after all these years. Is where Bobby asks Hank,
Still favorite after all these years.
Dad, you know, I've been a Methodist all my life, but I don't know what a Methodist is. And he's like, well, son. And then it cuts to them, like, in the preacher's office, or the minister's office.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, my boy here had a question that I couldn't quite answer. So, Reverend, I was wondering if you could set him straight. And it's,
I don't know if I remember that episode.
and Bobby's like, Reverend, what exactly is a Methodist? And the guy looks at it very seriously and is like, Methodism is a rejection of Calvinism. Have a good afternoon.
I rewatched the first season recently, and I was pleasantly surprised to see how much the show takes on toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's often an arc to an episode where Bobby Hill is wanting to do something that doesn't fit into the toxic masculinity mold,
Mm-hmm.
and Hank has to like learn to accept it and not punish Bobby for it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not bad for a season that premiered in like 1997.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing is like our friend Art is just because we grew up in Tennessee and he
Sure
thinks
did.
that one of the biggest misses of the show,
Mm-hmm.
not the largest wife, but one like in terms of hits and misses,
Okay.
was basically the election of George W. Bush and then 9/11 happening basically knocked the show away from politics entirely,
Oh, I see.
because it would be very hard to argue that Hank and the guys living in Texas wouldn't be very on board, or at least choose not to examine politics at that point.
I
And so
see.
the showrunners just chose not to examine politics at that point. Whereas,
A lot of people chose not to examine politics at that point.
yeah, whereas if they had a Democrat in office,
Right.
complaining about the Democrats would have gotten this show a lot of mileage discussing issues and things like that.
Right.
Whether or not the show agreed or disagreed, it would have at least engaged with more of the whatever was going on at the time.
Right. There would have been a floor for debate.
And whereas like that just kind of like the whole, especially with 9/11, it's like, you know, we don't want to get anywhere near discussing this stuff.
Well, Boulder Brooklyn says the objectively best college football TV schedule uses Central Time.
Nice.
So it is the correct time.
So I find myself constantly thinking of Tobias in Arrested Development, where, you know, he's asked, like, when he and Lindsay started having marital troubles. And he's like, you know, I don't want to blame September 11th for this, but it certainly didn't help. And it's like, there's just so many things where it's like, you know, like, there's a clear thing here where it's like, this might have had other problems anyway, but boy, 9/11 really didn't do it any favors. Gemini, how to jam.
How to jam. Welcome to the game.
Welcome to the video game that you play with your friends without end.
The best kind of game
Mm-hmm.
for people making games.
I grab a little bit of... There's some stone somewhere over here.
I like some finality in my life, though.
Or at least there used to be.
Yeah, there used to be finality.
Okay.
Last James says 9/11 messed up country music quite a bit, too. It sure
yeah.
did.
No,
What was that Toby Keith song?
Well, they
Uncle Sam wrote your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist.
Yeah.
Like, no. We don't need that.
Oh, boy.
Jingoism.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle.
Jingo Tech? Is there something there?
I don't know.
No.
No, Tango's great.
Tango's great. Jen in the YouTube chat says, "Oh God, we had to examine that country song in English class in Germany." Wow.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine that being a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this song is something. It's like if you want to understand America, like this doesn't really capture all of it, but yeah, it's you might want to consider it at least.
Yeah. And then there was that band who did a 9/11 version of their song. How Many People Want to Kiss Some?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing is though, their version of it was about rejecting the war.
Oh, okay.
But a bunch of people got the radio stations were airing a different remix that was pro-war.
Huh.
So
That's
the band,
annoying.
yeah, the band themselves actually had an anti-war version of it.
I see.
That goes, how many people want to kick some ass? I do, I do. How many people want a hole in the back? Well, I would if I could, but violence is no answer to violence.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to sit here watching in silence, but violence is no answer to violence. Though it's hard to sit here watching in silence. Yeah, so that band, I forget the name of it.
Me too. But that came out before the American Idiot album, which is...
Yeah.
The American Idiot album is maybe the first protest album that I knew of that era anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I know Neil Young did one, but...
Well, I mean, there might have been other albums that were just not on our radar too.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying they didn't exist.
I don't want to say like this is definitively the first one, but American Idiot was very.
It's what I said. The first one that I knew of.
Yeah. American Idiot was very very big deal though.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm kind of getting better at this as I go. Like, even though I've done this stuff a lot, like, there's just little things where I'm like,
You're always improving.
Yeah, like, there's...
You've definitely put in 10,000 hours on Minecraft.
Have I?
I mean, you've been doing this for, what, 10 years?
Yeah,
Almost every day?
But
you
the thing
think
is...
that's 10,000 hours?
Well, but the thing is, though, like, Minecraft itself is, like, not one skill, right? Like, so in terms of, like, terraforming, like, when I'm talking about, like, shaping landscapes...
Oh, I see. Shaping landscapes
like,
in particular.
I've gotten better at this in particular. Like, I feel like the last couple weeks I've been doing a lot of this sort of stuff.
Maybe you should be keeping better track of individual tasks you perform throughout the day so that you can know at which point you've reached 10,000 hours.
Yeah, no, I already keep track of all my tasks.
Like,
so
I always time when I tie my shoes, so I'll know.
Nice.
I'm not quite there yet, though.
Badger Spanner says one of my favorite protest songs is Linkin Park's Hurricane Katrina one.
Oh.
That's interesting. I don't know if I know that one.
I don't know if I do either.
I feel like I should, but it's one of those things like I'd probably, if I heard it, I'd be like, oh, that's about Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
So
Amanda in the YouTube chat says, didn't the Chicks get canceled for anti-war music?
Oh,
I think it was for an anti-war statement they made at the Country Music Awards against George Bush. I don't know if...
Yeah, they definitely basically got...
Unless that song about Earl is some sort of metaphor.
No, because that came out in like 98 or 99.
Ahead of its time. Goodbye, Earl. Tips are welcome at paypal.me/Joe Hills.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We're not far from our goal, folks. If you want to hear a brand new song by me about vampires and odd feelings.
Yeah, Linkin Park, The Little Things Give You Away. The closing track from their third album, Minutes to Midnight.
Oh.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that out.
Is that a reference to the Doomsday Clock, perhaps?
Well, that's the name of the album, not necessarily not the name of the song. The name of the song.
No, I know, but
yeah,
the
it's
name of the album.
I mean, I assume that any reference to a clock in music is about the Doomsday Clock. Ever since I read Watchmen, I'm like, oh, okay, they're doing a Watchmen thing.
Oh, yeah, like that song, It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, because that's 7 hours away from Doomsday, which is further than we've ever been, according to the International Agency of Atomic Scientists.
Aren't we like 1 minute to midnight now or something?
Oh, yeah, pretty continuously.
Or like 20 seconds from midnight?
Yeah. It's after midnight.
And we're 30 seconds to Mars. Oh, Boulder Brooklyn confirms, yes, the album title is a reference to the Doomsday Clock.
Okay, I realized I forgot to log out and log back in.
Is there a Doomsday Paradox?
replay
Is
mod,
that
that's gonna
something
annoy me.
in a form of media that I'm thinking of?
Doomsday Paradox. That sounds like
Some
the
Doctor
name.
Whovian
That
thing?
sounds like the title of a Doctor Who episode, the Doomsday Paradox.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna disconnect and reconnect.
Disconnecting, reconnecting, disconnecting, reconnecting.
Okay, so I'm definitely running low on rockets, and I don't remember if I put the rockets back in my ender chest. I think I didn't. So.
Oh, the Doomsday Clock is at 90 seconds to midnight. Okay. It's a little more breathing room than I thought. You know. This is a scary cave.
Sure is.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Lakshmi13 says, this whole stream is making me impatient for the new Doctor Who. When is that even supposed to happen? Because somebody said that
I wanna say
Doctor
April,
Who
but I
special
don't
on
know
New
for
Year's
sure.
wasn't actually Doctor Who. It was some other show on British television.
Oh, it was like a very special episode of Broadchurch.
Something, yeah.
Cool. Sounds like something's backing up like a truck.
Yeah.
Does that happen?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta keep in mind, like, with all this stuff around here, it's the city.
True. Hey, Zoomain says Quinn is such a cool name, by the way. Definitely gone on the list. What list? I don't like to be on lists I don't know about.
Yeah, that's when people start making lists and they start rounding people up, it worries me.
I already live in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Ah!
Amanda says, I forgot Tango had a spooky tunnel, and I thought the stream took a big turn.
Spooky tunnel. He's a spooky tunnel.
Spooky tunnel.
Spooky tunnel.
To Omashu.
To Mashu. And Inuyasha. And Tasha Yar.
Fell in a tar pit.
The La Brea tar pit.
Uh-oh.
Which is full of dinosaurs.
Maybe I did know that.
Maybe it moved it. Ooh. Maybe you moved it. Maybe you moved it. Maybe you moved it.
Maybe I left it down here.
Maybe you left it. Maybe you left it. Are you a leftist?
Okay, so why do I have 2 totems? Whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna put these.
Double the totems, double the fun,
Make a
double the death.
Jumps and tots. Let's grab that. Actually, why is all my stuff out? Okay, that I can sort later.
Yeah, what's all your stuff doing
I have
now,
no
Joe?
idea.
What
I
are you,
have no idea.
what are you doing? Clean your room.
I know, right?
How many other hermits are hermiting right now?
Doc, False, and Jim.
Low turnout.
Well, it kind of, it varies week to week. Like
It's very
who's
late in
online.
Europe.
Well, it's
Not that late.
It's like it's almost dinner time. Is the thing in Germany?
A hermit's got to eat.
Yep. Speaking of which, I gotta eat.
Joe's got to eat.
Tips are welcome via PayPal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. We are currently rotated 267 degrees. If we hit 360 this stream, Quinn's going to perform a new folk song about vampires. So I'm excited to see how that goes.
But our stomachs are getting restless.
Yeah, I'm also going to have to eat at some point. So, yeah, we're gonna wrap up. I would say we should probably wrap up at around 11.
Okay.
15 minutes.
Sure, about 15 minutes.
So I'm not sure if we're going to hit that goal.
Get those tips in, folks.
But Screeching Newt, tip 6, that's going to get us to 273. Thank you,
A
Screeching
little bit
Newt.
closer, thank you.
Oh, don't forget to disconnect and reconnect for replay mod, yeah.
Don't forget to disconnect and reconnect the replay mod.
Yeah,
I prefer the pre-play mod.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's also the beginning of a new month. If folks are interested in getting involved on the Discord, that's where we've got 3 chats. So
do you have any more parade float competitions coming up?
yeah, we got a Vincent Van Gogh one coming up.
I believe
Gogh's
it's Van
birthday.
Gogh.
Oh, Vincent Van Gogh.
Correct. Lend me your ear. Nounby says the hills are spoiling us. I don't think I can watch another stream that doesn't have Quinn.
Yeah, well, sorry. Get used to it. Cause yeah, this is. I can't afford to bring Quinn in every day.
Yeah, and I don't live here, so.
Yeah.
Not in this particular home. I do live in Nashville, Tennessee. Home of the Fighting Commodores and the titular Titans. The precocious Predators and the, well, it's just called the Soccer Club.
Thank you for the 125 Mexican pesos. Let's see what that is in USD. That is 7 US Havoc speeds, bringing us up to 280.
Woo!
We are just $80 away from our musical goal.
Just $80 and you can hear a new song from me. If you like music from me,
That's an option you have.
I guarantee.
Yeah, my watch is now pinging me. Lunch with Quinn? Question mark.
It's on the calendar.
It's
that
on the
means
calendar.
It has to happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen eventually.
One day, watch.
Sometimes siblings eat together. Sometimes siblings feast together.
So the way I've got this set up here, it looks like this little pond. I put in this pond here,
Yeah.
and then the idea is that, like, if it rained a lot or whatever, it would overflow and cut this ravine
Yeah.
that I've been working on.
You're creating an
And
entire
then-
ecosystem
And then
here.
that's gonna go all the way out to the sea, kind of. Is how it goes.
Love that.
Yeah. So it just kind of gives it a little bit of like a natural, cut by water feel.
Yeah. Natural beauty.
Yeah, just like erosion. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm like, the wet rock thing, the wet rock move dirt.
The big blue wet thing?
Big blue wet thing. Was that from
Muppets Treasure Island.
Oh, that's right. I was like, I figured it was either from that or from the Jonah and the Whale.
Oh, the VeggieTales
Yeah, the
movie.
Big Idea one.
Yeah, what's the big idea?
Gotcha. Hey, we got another tip rolling in for Edie from Salem, who says, "Okay, I gotta hear the vampire song." So that's gonna get us to 360.
360? That's a whole song.
And then we got another 10 from Anne. So that's gonna get us back to 10 degrees. This rotation is gonna take a while. Do you want to just start the song while I do the rotation?
Sure, as long as you're not interrupting me by saying, jotation.
No.
Flotation.
And I've also muted the in-game sound so they won't hear me
okay.
taking fall damage or getting shot by skeletons.
Okay.
Okay,
This song is called Bloodsuckers.
here we go.
I've packed a picnic just to watch the war, and I brought some steaks in case of force majeure. They can sniff us out from miles away. They can see into our souls. They'll brain us and they'll drain us, so I'll do what I am told. But I can't stop the bloodsuckers. They badger and they beckon me. Every sunset's a vigil, every sunrise a reckoning. I lit my lantern, then she caught my eye. She was basking in the last breaths of a fading sky. I can't deny the beauty of a life that isn't lived. She'd take me and she'd break me, and I'd hope that God forgives, 'cause I can't stop the bloodsuckers. They badger and they beckon me. Every sunset's a vigil, every sunrise a reckoning. It wasn't long before she sensed my smell, and I ran what felt like ages down old McCrady's trail. I know she heard my heartbeats and the last words that I prayed. Then something in me stopped me, and I yearned for her embrace.
That was fantastic. Chat seems to love it. Screeching Newt says, love it so much. Last James says, song so good it turns the camera. We actually kept getting tips while you were doing that. People really seem to like it. So Olivia says, howdy from Finland, Joe and Quinn. So thank you. That got us 10. And then Hugh also sent 10, who says, here's some dough hills. So we are back to
Dough
30
hills?
around. Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, that was really good. I didn't know where it was going to go. Like, it's very rare that I get to hear a song performed by you that I haven't, like, got an inkling of, right? Because a lot of times, like, it's stuff like I sent your way and you send it back, and I'm always like, oh, this is a really cool way to interpret it.
Sure.
But I don't get to hear stuff, like, from scratch. Like that. That was really cool.
Well, I'm glad we could do it, and thank you so much for everyone who helped us hit our goal.
Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of filling in some puddles that froze. Basically, like, okay, so there's not like a big dramatic waterfall or anything, but like in the ravine along there's going to be some places where the water froze. And
Last James says, is there somewhere I can listen to it? Spotify. No, this was the first time it was performed. So I guess you can listen to it if there's a VOD of this.
Are you gonna?
I'm going to record it eventually on stream and add some other instrumentation.
Ooh, that's awesome! And if people want to
keep the spirit of the song for sure.
Yeah, if people want to check out your streams, that's at
twitch.tv/redacted hills.
Let me go ahead and copy that link for everybody.
And
you'll notice that we've pinned redactedhills.com at the top. If you want to commission Quinn to make music for you, if you want to commission Quinn to make music for you, you can contact her through there.
Now you know what I'm capable of.
Yeah, I always...
To some extent.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I always knew what you were capable of, but also I'll never comprehend it fully.
Me neither.
Yay! Humanity!
You just got to accept...
I'm realizing it's dark down there.
You just gotta accept you won't always know certain things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are 3 minutes from the hour. So, last call for tips. Whoops, that's the Twitch link again. We are splitting tips 50-50. I can't afford to pay Quinn an appearance fee, so we just split the tips evenly. So if you send those our way, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat.
Thanks, y'all.
Appreciate it. Centauratron says it's from Scratch in reference to Scratch Audio. No, from scratch is like making food from chicken scratch, like making something from like barely what's left.
Fresh from scratch biscuits.
Yeah, which is like corn, I think, or like grains. Like chicken scratch is just like any sort of grain that you can throw at animals. Or birds, I think. I don't know.
Zoom says good prices on those commissions too.
Very competitively priced.
I try to be reasonable for the amount of time I like to put into something to make sure it's quality products.
And turn up the game sound again now that
we're back to the game.
Now that we're back to the game, yeah.
I like making good things. I strive for it. I think Joe does as well.
I do try.
We do try around here.
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm continuously disappointed in what I'm doing while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But, so, this is so much different from drawing, because I spent years working on trying to become an illustrator and a comic artist professionally, and it didn't work out. But, like, with drawing, I would always get better and be like, wow, this looks great. This is so much better than anything I've ever done. Yeah. And then I'd look back at it, like, 2 years later and be like, oh, I was so bad at drawing back then. But, like, now, when I'm making these YouTube videos, I always feel like I'm like, dang it, I needed like an extra 10 hours of editing to make this good. It's fine, I'll just get it out the door. And then people are like, Joe, we love it. And I'm like, you guys are nice, but thank you, I guess, fine. But I still feel like it could have been better. But then when I go back and watch my YouTube episodes from like 10, 11 years ago, I'm like, these were already great. Like, man, I'm good at this. Like, I'm always, so it's the opposite.
But in a way, in a way, you're more conscious of maybe what makes them great now, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Like there might have been some dumb luck early on.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much of it would be dumb luck, because I mean, I had been trying to be a comedic writer for years before I started doing these too.
Sure.
Badger says from scratch means the starting line for a running race back in Roman times. Well, that might be true for people who are, you know, using languages descended from English, which are descended from Roman languages, which is why they're called Romance languages. But, like, I mean, when they say they're making food from scratch in China, I don't think they're talking about that.
How often do they say that in China, Joe?
Oh, never. It's not a Chinese phrase.
You've never been to China.
Actually, it might be. I haven't been to China, no. I did take Chinese in school, though, and we never used the word from scratch to refer to cooking.
There you go.
I'm sure there's somebody in the audience here who speaks Chinese.
Or one of its many dialects.
Okay. Ooh, the next wave of Mario Kart DLC courses was announced. Yeah, this is my sister Quinn Hills, who streams at twitch.tv/RedactedHills. So, see, normally I forget to link you, but now I'm going to do it twice before we end the stream.
Thank you, Joe.
See, I'm getting better. The problem is a lot of times we would just stream until I physically was like, if I don't eat now, I'm going to pass out. And so, like, that's why I had it on my watch to, like, be like, okay.
Lunch with Queen?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, we'll see how the stream went. If we can justify the expense. But, okay, I think it's time to say goodbye to everybody. So, thank you again, Quinn, for joining me here in studio.
It's nice to know you.
Goodbye. So, twitch.tv/RedactedHills or redactedhills.com to purchase commissions.
Yeah, and we're both streaming later this evening, correct?
Are we? What day is?
I am. It's Thursday.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I'm streaming tonight at 8:30, which is 9.5 hours from now.
You can catch that on this channel, the one you're on.
Indeed.
And I'll be streaming afterwards at my channel.
Yeah, and it looks like Talp the Scot is playing Power Wash Simulator.
Ooh.
He's got the Scotland tag on here. So we're gonna go ahead and /raid. Oh, mute the site. /raid Talp the Scot. When we get over there, our raid message is howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. That's oops. That was not the command for YouTube. YouTube just needs the direct URL. But yeah, Telp, I've known through the Penny Arcade community for a long time, hanging out.
Nice.
PAX adjacent type folks. When you get over there, our raid message is howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Oh yeah, any final words, Quinn?
Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.
Woo! /raid now.